Alright, sup. I'm gonna go more in depth here. I'm gonna give you guys 3 different starts that you're gonna have. You're gonna have one of these 3 different starts pretty much every time you start up. Also, I'm playing Swordmaster. You can do this with anyone. It really applies to everybody. It doesn't matter. They all have some kind of, cheap thing that you can do, but this is just how you need to be PvPing, because you're not, I don't know if a lot of people are just going into a fight and they're just kind of, it could go either way or whatever, but you need to be controlling these fights, and this just guarantees that you get control. When you get control, you win the fight. When you win the fight, you get all their loot. This is a good spawn, by the way, the moose place. You do not want to fight the mooses, though. You want to just get straight up to the top, just run past everything. These poison things are so annoying. When I'm trying to get around, I can't stand them. But it's alright, just one-shot them all, and you need to get up to here. The mooses take so long to kill, and those flies give you stacks to your stacks. Every stack you get damage. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but you want the stacks for health and damage. Those are, pretty much standard best ones. I'm pretty confident. I think everyone else says that also. Now, this spot is really good. There is a spawn up there. As many spawns as you can know, the better. This guy I didn't know was here. He was hunting the guy that I was trying to get to. So, we're looking for a fight to get set up quickly here. It was going to be that first guy, but now we're fighting this guy. So, I have aggro of this mob. All I want to do is find a way to get a damage lead, just like I was talking about in the other video. I want as big of a damage lead as I can. And I don't have a big enough one yet. What I want to do here is guarantee that I win to where he can't use skill to come out on top. That's what I'm wanting. I have 80 damage off, and I didn't hear a potion. Now I got another 80 damage. I do have aggro here, and I'm pretty sure I have the werewolf. This is huge right here. If he actually were to follow, what I was hoping for is that he would follow me with the werewolf, and then I would go invis, and then the werewolf would aggro onto him. If you have a mimic potion, you can do the exact same thing. It's so gross and cheap to do that, but yeah, every class can do that. You don't just need to be elf. I'm just listening for him. And bam, there's my free damage. He probably healed. He missed his grab. I have only a slight lead, but I have a lead, absolutely. And it's really just getting worse and worse for him. There's another free damage. I'm getting so much free, uncontested, unskilled damage off. Yeah, of course, and that's why you always never loot immediately. Always back up, always be full health, and always be watching. This is huge here for him. That was huge, but this spot that you're playing on keeps you in a place where you can still be unkillable. I didn't heal the full, but that drop is so long. I'm getting health off. I needed to drink this a little bit sooner, by the way. I'm really not worried here, honestly. There's my damage. That needed to land. I do have... Right here, I'm invincible. I do have my 36 stam for my deflection, so I take 50% reduced damage. I can't be killed here. If I have deflection up, you can't die. With warrior, it's battle cry. You can't die if you have that skill up. So I'm dealing as much damage as I can, and when he starts turning the damage to me, that's when I want to be in a state of invincibility. I don't want to take any... I want nothing to be able to kill me. That's why I pop deflection after I've already put some damage. Remember, the point is to make it as unfair as possible. The damage lead makes it unfair. It makes it so they can't use skill to win. And this is what you want. You're here to guarantee that you come out alive, you know, with loaded full of stuff. You also don't need to be on balconies and rooftops to do this. Remember, it's just one thing you have to do, and that's just get the damage lead. As big as you can make it, the better. I like the roofs because the Swordmaster just has such an easy time with his swords there. He doesn't have to worry about them colliding into walls or whatever. If you're playing a caster guy, there is a couple of rooms that you can go to that just have piles of stuff stacked on it. Those are very gross spots for them. You know, I know I've heard people say they think Swordmaster is ridiculous. But if you are using a cryomancer in those rooms that have all the boxes and ladders and bookshelves stacked on each other, and you're sitting in there the same way I'm sitting on the roofs with the Swordmaster, it's worse even. It's way worse. Now this is the second scenario. This is the slow start, but you want to force some PvP. I'm coming through this to try to just get some stacks from my heirlooms, but I'm not gonna kill everything. I'm just gonna start running through it because it's the best spot in this map, but you really need to get there quick. You have about a minute or a minute and a half of free time to do whatever you want. As far as getting set up for these, you know, early ganks, really. Remember, you don't have to be the elf. You can pop a mimic potion. Especially if you're doing this, and you get a certain spawn, and you just need to get to your spot that you like to play in as soon as possible. This spot that I'm going to here is probably my favorite. You just can see the entire map. But anywhere I'm stopping, like in that back corner behind that shrine statue buff thing, I get to hear all these rooms right here to see if there's anyone playing through there or fighting through it. And I'm just wishing that I can get my invis off, but their attacks are all staggered, so I can just pop a mimic here. And I'm gonna 4x it, because there's a lot of crouch walking. And I mean, you have to crouch walk. People like sitting up here also. They like doing the same thing. Not super often, but I mean, I've come up there with a cryomancer sitting there, and I'm so slow I can't even get anywhere. I can't. It's so hard to get out. It feels like. Now I am just sitting up here waiting for someone to come in. I did see a guy. I fast forwarded through it, but I saw a guy on those rooftops, and I think it was a rogue. And now the rogues have a 30-second stealth timer, so it's just so difficult to even try to follow them now compared to before. And I don't want to move because in case someone does want to come up there, I want to be able to hop down, jump up, throw my swords, and then just, get that free damage lead. No one comes though. Now I just saw a guy go across that cliffside. And as many of these little jumps as you can know and remember, the better. You can get to this balcony right there. I don't want to because I'm hoping to hop on him killing a skeleton right here. But he wasn't. He's just trying to get out of this storm. Now this is another important thing, really, and I'll do a recap after. The storm does not do anything. It does such a tiny amount. You just need to be popping. You need to have a health potion going the entire time you're in it. It doesn't do anything though. It's nothing to worry about at all. These are those bookshelves that I was talking about. You just play a cryomancer and you're sitting up here. It's disgusting. So really just make sure that you're playing your, whatever class you're playing, just make sure you're playing their strengths as much as you can. Swordmaster, super strong sitting on the roofs. Cryomancer, super strong sitting in closed spaces that have some kind of high ground. Even on the hallways, you can stand on the bookshelves and the little floating shelves that are there, and melee people they can't even hit you. You're too high up. So this is the slow spawn. You get this, and it depends on whatever class you're playing. It could be different for you. I don't mean this one specifically. But I'm playing the Swordmaster, and for me, there's just not a lot of spots where I have an easy time getting an advantage or have any kind of leverage over anyone, especially if they have better stuff than me. So the most leverage would be, the rooftops. Sitting on those balconies. So whatever class you are, I mean, for some classes this spot could be fine. Like Cryomancer could be fine here. Pyro maybe could be fine, I don't know. For the Swordmaster though, I don't really like this. You don't get much traffic through here either. This is the smallest part of the map. So I've skipped ahead probably like 5 minutes. I didn't get too far in. You can kind of see me on the map. I'm in the top middle side of it. I did hear a guy here though, and I'm going to see if I can third it. I heard the headless guy fighting, and I just didn't know what was going on. Now he pops this thing. I got no swords off. This is why I don't like this spot, because you can just take a corner and you can see me coming from a mile away. And there's this goblin attacking me. It makes no sense for me to try to deal with this here. And when you find yourself in this situation where you try to get something off and it doesn't work out, all you need to do is just back out. Just reset the interaction with whoever you're fighting and keep looking for a way to get a damage lead. I want to see if I can open up some kind of way to kill him here. I have to reset these mobs. He throws a smoke. He probably has, 5-10 seconds left on his Q. Cooldown. So what ends up happening here? Yeah, he just pretty much runs away. Could have, could be loaded and doesn't want to lose it. Doesn't want to fight a Swordmaster. Because he doesn't have his Q. He just wants out. Which is fine. It's just not that good of a spot. This is the third scenario you could have, is where you just you kind of don't get your way on it. Just loot as much as you can and leave. Alright, to recap, find a couple of spots where it's easy to get that damage lead with whatever class you're using. Keep mobs, if there's 2 entrances to the spot you're holding, keep the mobs there so that way they have to kill them or aggro them or make them make noise for them to get to you. So use a mimic potion or whatever. Use the mimic potions to get around quick, so if you spawn somewhere and you want to start fighting, you just run straight to your spot, especially if you know that, as you keep playing through the map, you'll kind of know the spawns, you'll know how long it takes for people to get to here or there. But yeah, always bring those mimic potions. Especially if you're not playing the elf. It just makes it so easy. So much easier. And then also you can trap, like where that werewolf was. You can trap them, and then the werewolf tries to go back to his spawn, but sees them, so he starts chasing them. Once he starts chasing them, that's your priority. That's your damage lead. That's when you just keep running at them. The damage lead is just to put you in a position where you have more leverage. So the werewolf does that for you. Mobs do that for you. Fire potions can do that for you. Stay in a position where you're not killable. So if you're not looking to do anything, say you have ability on cooldowns, always just have your potion out and always be running around. Most of the people, they want to like try to fight you. I don't know, they're buying the DLC, they're cocky, I don't know. But just keep that potion out because you run faster with it. Run around, jump in, stay on high ground, stay in between mobs, use your mimic potion, stay in a spot, stay in a position where you're not killable. Make them have to use crazy amounts of effort to try to get to you. It'll make it annoying for them. And do that until you get a damage lead or have the leverage over them. And that's the unfair advantage. That's what you want. That's the main thing. Create an area where you have an unfair advantage. I hope that video helped a bit more. If you need me to go more specific here or there, just let me know. I'm trying to get used to talking while I'm just here in the room alone. And I don't know, it's just kind of weird. I have to learn to get my thoughts in order. I don't know, it's just weird. I'll get it. Next, I think I'm going to do a map guide. If you're in a dangerous situation and you need out, it really helps to know these secret little paths and tunnels to get around. Because when you jump into a game, you want to feel like everyone's locked in here with you and you're not locked in there with them. And it helps to know where you're at and how to get around. Very important. I might do a tips and tricks after. I don't know. Also, though, with the map guide, there's a lot of weird places to get to, weird hiding spots. Some of it not intended. I hope that was helpful enough for you guys. If you have any questions about it, just comment and let me know. But yeah, thanks. I'll see you guys in the next one.